where's the best spot? Because there is a great destination for him where now that he's a day 3 guy, obviously we talked about his future, you don't go in being a day 3 pick and you get a path to start. You have to hope that things really work out for you somehow, some way. You got to really hope, and it doesn't happen that often, right? We came up with 8 guys taken outside the 3rd round that wound up really starting and having good careers in the last 60 years of the NFL, right? But there is a great spot. It is a spot with a strong organization and culture, one of the strongest cultures. They can deal with outsized personalities, and they know what it's like. It's a big market, and they have the best head coach in the NFL. If he goes to the Rams, he can be Matthew Stafford's eventual successor as long as things go right? He's going to come in, not somebody's going to play right away. It's a great fit. I can see him and Dion saying, this is a great fit for us because, the Rams, hey, Matthew Stafford, we like him, but every year is, I don't know if I want to play. Maybe this is it for Stafford. Maybe it's one more year after this. But playing under Sean McVay, who is one of the most quarterback-friendly coaches you'll see in the NFL. And again, he's the best head coach in the NFL. Everything else the Rams have going for them. They bring in guys every year. It's like, wow, that guy did this and that guy did this. What did I say? They brought in a lot of crazy, and it's worked out for them. Right now you're bringing in someone who's got an outsized personality that's going to take over when he walks in. What team can keep that in line to the point where it's not a distraction and it's the best thing for the player going forward? The Rams are that team. There's a couple other places that I think could draft him. I think the Raiders might be an okay landing spot for him. They got a pretty good culture in there now with Brady is there. Shedeur is going to pick Brady's brain. He'll be involved, and Pete Carroll is there, like everything the Raiders did. But, boy, the Rams, you're talking about where Shedeur Sanders can go and it be the best part for his NFL future. That's the place.
Well, you talk about the invisible hand of Tom Brady, to stay with the Vegas thing really briefly. He had plenty of opportunities to say, all right, now's the time, bring him in. He still hasn't done it. Doesn't mean it won't happen tomorrow, but certainly, there might be some trust issues that develop at that point based on prior conversations. With McVay, it's a good thing. Twice, we're responsible for Sean McVay being the coach of the Rams. First with Eric Dickerson and the end of Jeff Fisher. Sorry, Jeff Fisher, but something had to change. Bringing McVay in. And then when it looked like McVay was going to leave, and, he was going to become part of the Fox family, so that would have been great, but he wouldn't have been on the sideline. We bullied him back in, saying, you can't leave after one subpar year. What the hell are you doing? And he went back, and the rest is history. But, you've got to have places, and we've talked about it, where you've got to be able to take a swing, and if it misses, it's not going to cost you your job. Because that's the thing. With a lot of coaches and GM, you're also working your jobs with some level of fear that the wrong pick gets you ousted. Not just because the media and the fans and the message boards like Draft Day of the movie, but the reality of you've got fickle owners that don't give you a lot of time to let things gestate and work their own path. So if it doesn't work right away, you're out, and the next guy gets to go and choose a new path for the organization. You don't have many of those in the NFL. You really don't. You've got Baltimore, interesting, future maybe there behind Lamar Jackson. But, yeah, the Rams. Sean McVay's there as long as he wants to be at this point.
And there's no reason why this should come in and be something that upsets the team, because it needs to be a team, because now he's coming in not so much as a curiosity, but as someone who, okay, you're getting great value. Look, I still think he should have been the second guy off the board, right? Watching him play, he's just that talented, but obviously there's stuff out there. But the way the Rams can deal with drama and just kind of brush past it is incredibly impressive. And they've been reloading on the fly for the better part of the last 8 years, and it's a couple of Super Bowls, one of them a championship that they've been able to pull off, and they should have been there. They should have beat the Eagles in the playoffs last year. They should have won that game. Yeah. Right? That should have been a W, right? This is how strong a franchise they are, and they'd be able to come and get Shedeur Sanders, and potentially Sanders could be Matthew Stafford's successor a year, 2 years. Maybe things got to go right, but that's the place to go to say, okay, you're our guy. We want you to be the person to succeed him, and that's the best place for him to end up.
I don't know how well he'd do with bright lights and attention in Los Angeles.
Coming up next, we got more from the NBA playoffs and a big, bold prediction for another quarterback in the NFL draft. Keep it here. Jason and Mike, this is Fox Sports Radio.
Just put him down, Jay.
I told him I'm his biggest fan.